Can you tell us what exactly is neuroscience?
Yeah, so neuroscience is really the study of the brain, obviously like the brain, that's neuroscience, but then also we have neurons that run throughout our entire body, through our spinal cord, from our brain, spinal cord, and then to the tips of our fingers and our toes. So really it's just the study of how our nervous system works.
And when did you realize you wanted to be a neuroscientist?
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't know what neuroscience was until I got to college, but when I was young, when I was about 8 years old, my mom, she actually started to go blind in one eye, and the doctors really didn't know like what was wrong, and they didn't know how to help her. And so from a very young age, I knew I wanted to go like be a doctor or get into something that was science so that I could help people, you know, and like, or find new information to give to doctors to help people. And so when I went to college, I majored in biology because I was like, you know, that's how I'm gonna become a doctor. And I hated it. I absolutely hated biology. I hated it. And so I talked to one of my friends and he was like, you know, you should try neuroscience. It sounded cool to me. I really didn't know what it was at the time, but I switched my major and I aced the first exam. Like I got a 100 on the first exam in neuroscience because I loved it. It was so cool to me.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. And what got you focused on mental health?
Yeah, so mental health is something, honestly, like it's kind of ironic, like study the brain, but I really struggled with mental health when I was in high school and like growing up. And then I was in my PhD studying neuroscience, and it's also ironic that, you know, all these people like studying the brain and stuff, but it was kind of the worst my mental health had ever been. And you know, like working super long hours, like 24/7, and not really having like those mental health breaks, you know?
That we need.
Yeah, that we absolutely need. That's something that I talk about a lot on my platform. And so I started to realize, like on my platform, with sharing all these mental health tips as I was improving mine, I was helping people. And really like my goal since the beginning when I, you know, talked about like my mom and everything has really always just been to help people. And so I realized like with my platform, I'm improving people's mental health like right now, so I need to go do that. Like I need to keep doing this.
I got questions from the audience about the brain.
Yes.
Okay. This audience member wants to know how to improve their focus with so many distractions.
Yes, so for focus, we have an area of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, and it's right here in the front of our brain, our heads. And the prefrontal cortex is really important for planning, decision making, and focus. And so one way we can improve focus is by strengthening our prefrontal cortex. And how do we do that? So one of my favorite ways to strengthen the prefrontal cortex is through mindfulness meditation.
Can you give us an example of that?
Yeah, so for me, that is kind of just sitting and trying to focus on my breath and just focusing on my breathing for like 5 to 10 minutes, even 3 minutes. Research has shown that it really improves people's mental health and ability to focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try that myself. All right, I have another one. This audience member says they get anxious often and wants to know an easy way to address that without medication.
Yes, so anxiety is kind of associated with a brain area that we like to call the amygdala, which is right here in the brain, the amygdala. And so that's really associated with kind of like fear and negative emotional states and anxiety. And so one way that we can reduce anxiety is by reducing activity in the amygdala. And my favorite way to do that is through walking, just going on a simple walk. So when you go on a walk, your eyes make subconscious side-to-side movements, and that bilateral movement, the side-to-side eye movement, it actually turns down activity in the amygdala. So that's why going on a walk helps you feel so much more calm.
It does. Now, why is research so important?
Yeah, so research is extremely important. There's so much we don't know about the brain, and we need research to understand more about the brain so that we can understand our biology more and improve mental health. And so it's also really difficult to fund research. It depends on, we have to write grants and getting funding from the government to fund research, and that's really hard to do. Like there's so few studies that actually end up getting funded. And so it's just really important to raise money and funding so that we can do the research to improve our mental health.
Well, we're proud of you. You keep doing what you're doing, young lady.
Thank you.
This is amazing. So our friends at Denny's heard your story and are so inspired by your openness and mission to improve everyone's mental health. We want to give you $10,000 to donate to a research foundation of your choice to help. So this is for you, young lady. You're doing great things.
Thank you.
What organization do you want to donate to?
So there is one foundation I've actually worked very closely with, and it's the Aoki Foundation.
Yes.
They actually raise money. It's Steve Aoki is the starter of it. It's a brain foundation, and he's amazing. And he's actually working, this foundation is working to raise money to fund the research that I was just talking about. And so it's really so incredible because they're helping so many people, and they're doing the research that we need done so we can understand how to live better lives.
Love that. That is wonderful. You know what? We have a message for you, so take a look.
Hey, Emily and Jennifer, it's Steve Aoki. Thank you so much for shining a light on brain science and research. This is so important to me and the focus of the Aoki Foundation. Keep doing what you guys are doing, Emily. You guys are making a massive difference in people's lives. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, he's incredible. So just being able to help his foundation is so awesome. So thank you so much.
And you're incredible. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. And the Denny's is amazing too. Thank you, Denny's. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.